What's going on, guys? Country Gamer here again. It's been a while, but I'm back. Uh, I'm gonna have another video out, just telling you why I've been gone for so long. But uh, that's not what this video is gonna be. This video is gonna be about doing some. We're starting on doing some mod reviews for SnowRunner. And hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of content because I'm thinking this would be a great helpful tool for those who are looking for mods but don't want to try to download everything, and then if they do download something and waste their time and they don't like the mod. So this is hopefully to help some of you guys pick some mods that you might want in your gameplay here. So what we're going to look at today is we've got the 2021 GWC Desperado SEMA edition. Now this was made by GWC. He is the creator, and it is well, it's a SEMA truck, basically. So in the description, he says, "Hey, everybody, got another one here for you. I decided to tackle the meme truck, the mall crawler, the SEMA show truck. You know, the cringeworthy thing that wouldn't last 2 seconds on a real trail. This was built to challenge and push myself a bit with suspension, animation, and movement. It ended up kind of being in terms of RAM, so I limited the add-ons quite a bit. I didn't even bother to fully finish the interior because I don't like the truck at all that much. The mirrors work, but I skipped the gauges completely. I will probably do a proper build of it at some point, but not right now." It says original model from Desire FX, and suspension and all other models were created by him, Glitchworks. As always, please don't rip his stuff. If you ask nicely, he will most likely give it to you. If you think someone has ripped something from him, please send him a message rather than confronting them people directly. And of course, he tells you if you want to keep tabs on what he's working on. He shows his channels here. So we've got his Discord link and the modders forum. So there's that. So it goes to show he's was trying something new here, and he wasn't really into it, but he was just trying to figure out a few things that was a little bit out of his comfort zone by what I'm taking from this. So props on him, man. You know, it's nice to see modders try to take a step out of their scope a little bit and try something that they're not accustomed to. And does it always work out? No. But at the end of the day, they will learn new things that would make them comfortable. Or, you know, maybe for the next time they try to do something similar to it, they can take faults that or mistakes that they made and improve on it. But anyway, so with that being said, we will go ahead and get into the actual review side of the truck itself. So here we are. We got the truck now in game. This is what it looks like as soon as you download it and bring it into the world of SnowRunner. Now, at first glance, this truck, it looks like a pretty good build as is already. You know, it looks like it's trail ready. You're ready to rock and roll. However, there are more mods that you can do to this thing. So we'll just go ahead and roll this thing off into the garage here. Nice little audio clip of what it sounds like. And we'll go and see what we have for options to mod this thing with. So once you're in here, you customize. We got 3 different engine mods. Of course, you got to put the ultimate. And then the gearbox, we have 3 different options. I like to personally go with off-road stuff. Again, 3 options for the suspension. And for the tires, we've got a lot. We've got a lot of options here. Anywhere from 43 to 47 inch. I personally like the mud tires, the TSLs. Those are my favorite style, so I think I'll just put these on here. Put the 51 inch. I misspoke. They go, you get 50 up to like 51 inch tires. Of course, 4 different winch options. You always got to put the biggest, baddest one on here. Now for Visual stuff, there's not a whole lot here, but there's decent, there's stuff to put onto it. A couple different options for exhaust, of course. A front bumper. Front bumper, I think we're only sticking with the stock or a steel bumper. No big deal. Rims, we're going to have a few options for those. As course, he always has a fair bit of options here, a couple different styles. I personally like the Steelies. I think those look good on this truck. So we're going to go with the Steelies. Now for paint, there's a lot of options. A lot. And I tell you what, these colors, I think they're great. These colors will do. I think there's a color just about for anybody in here. Now for decorations, there's nothing. You can't do anything for decorations, interior or exterior, but that's fine. So we'll roll on out of here. Set this time back towards the middle of the day. And I believe we will do the see what the flex do the flex test real quick. See how much flex this old thing's got. I think it should have a fair bit. Yeah, we're looking at a good amount of flex on here. So the suspension, you can see it all moves and works well. It looks like it is pretty realistic. And as we move on to the front side of things here, I'm sure we will see the same thing. Flex it out, yep. And we've got some decent flex going on here too. So far, very good modeling for the suspension and for the flexing of everything. So, there's not really too much more you can ask for here. I think that so far the modeling is pretty well done. Now we'll get a good look at this truck. It's not quite sitting level, but that's fine. But let's look at the details here. So you got all the supports and the drive shafts and shocks and everything. Everything's looking to be very well detailed, including the supports for the axles to strengthen those up. Definitely, I think some time went into this and some love into creating something that looks realistic and functions, even if it's based off of a mall crawler, as he says. But overall, I think it's good. And like you said, on the interior, he didn't really work on it too much, so not really a whole lot to expect here. There is an interior. He wasn't too concerned with it. So now I guess we will go over here and see what we could do for trailers. I don't know if it has anything. And no, we don't have anything. That's okay. With this particular truck, you don't really, realistically, this thing wouldn't ever pull trailers in real life. So staying true to that term. But we'll go ahead and we'll roll on down the road here. We're going to take it on to a little bit of a trail test and probably work on doing some mud tests as well. Well, not probably. We are. We're going to take it through a little bit of mud. Some vanilla trucks do struggle a little bit with this mud. But if you got time, you can always work through it. And if you guys don't know this map, this map region is called the far north region, I do believe. Very beautifully done. I love this region. There's 3 maps here. These roads, they're just well made. The scenery is beautiful. But we'll head on over here, get across these hills, head off down into a little bit of a muddy area. And you see it's just ripping through all the mud, no problem. And that mud isn't really that bad. Even vanilla trucks can go through that mud, no problem. Down here at the bottom of this hill is where some decent mud ends up being at, which is actually a good test. If you have a vehicle that can make it through this with zero issues. You know, it's done pretty well, along with the tire options it has. Really does help out here. So while we're ripping through here, we're gonna go ahead and turn off this way. We're gonna do a little bit of a water crossing. Now we've seen that there was no snorkel options, so we'll see where we stand on that. I mean, surely with being as tall as the truck is, we're not gonna have too much of an issue. Not really gonna need a snorkel. Here's the river. Yeah, it ain't too bad. Not too big of a deal here. I mean, yeah, we got close to it, but it's nothing. And now this is where we start turning into some trail riding side of things. It does appear to do pretty well on this. The amount of trail riding and that these things really do, it's rare. You don't really see anyone in real life doing this with these trucks. But hey, I tell you what, in this game, it is just ripping through it. Imagine if you could have a setup like this in real life and it actually ripped through the trails without braking. Because you know how a lot of the SEMA trucks are. They brake just moving around the parking lot. But yeah, so as we see, mud's not really a problem. Trail's not really been too much of a problem as well either. But we're going to take her off deeper up here into the trails, do a little bit of a hill climb trail ride. This right here ain't too bad so far. But I really do enjoy actually driving this truck, believe it or not. I'm not into the SEMA truck look kind of scene, but for it to be a mod in the game, I think it does pretty well. Now it does have a downfall that it actually receives damage fairly easy, as you've probably seen, but it doesn't take too much of damage. Now the visual side of it, everything, it may go to the extreme a little bit on like damaging the shock if you just take one little small suspension damage, but that's okay. At the end of the day, our suspension ain't broke or nothing. So we just do a little bit of crawling through here, a little riding. It's there's a lot of things I typically don't like that I am finding with this mod in particular that I am actually appreciating. I mean, I'm sure the amount of time and effort that got put into this was a pretty fair amount, I would say. I'm not a modder by any means, but I can appreciate this is art. And an artist should definitely receive their credit where it's due at. So Glitchworks, this is a great truck. I like your mods, and I like them. I don't really have too much of complaints with them. I mean, they are what they are. They work the way I want them, and they're beautifully done. Definitely not something you just slap together in 5 minutes and said, good, here it is. So this is clearly not a 5-minute mod. Although I guarantee it takes a lot more. So we'll take it over here and do a little bit of crawling. Like, this is some actual like rough terrain here, and this is where we get to actually see some flexing in action. And it does pretty well at trying to keep all fours on the ground at one time. I think, you can't ask too much more for this. Now, with that being said, with all these positives being said, let's talk about the practicality here for a minute of what you could use this mod for, in my personal opinion. Personally, I think roleplay. I think you could use this for definitely some role-playing stuff, or if you're not into the role-playing and you just want a modded scout, I think this would work great for a scout, but you'll have to watch out for not having any fuel add-ons. So you can't have a trailer. You don't have no fuel add-ons for the truck itself. That's not too big of a deal if you're good enough to keep track of your fuel and make it to a fuel stop, or have your fuel trailers laid around the map. I personally would hope that Glitchworks does come back and touch up on this truck a little bit, maybe adding uh, some type of fuel canisters you could put maybe in the bed or a roof. Maybe not a roof rack. He might not have to go that far, but something. I'm sure that he could probably just kind of add to it that doesn't take too long, like or even adding interior customization, such as I like to run this mod called the Cheater, and it's just fuzzy dice. It gives you it gets rid of the vanilla experience for fuel and stuff, but it gives you a bunch of fuel and a bunch of repair and a bunch of tires. So I like to run that a lot in my experiences because I like to have things a little bit easier, but still have a little bit of fun. But anyway, guys, so this was the truck, the SEMA truck by Glitchworks. Again, beautiful mod, great mod. There's not really much I could ask for him else to do, but maybe add fuel canisters if he comes back to it. Interior-wise, it doesn't bug me. I don't really do interior too much. I don't drive in the interior view, so whether he wants to do that or not is completely up to him. I think it's fine the way it is. Now, I'm sure that probably does bother a few of y'all, but if that is a deal breaker, and then it is what it is, fellas. But at the end of the day, the truck drives great and it handles great. But anyway, this is a Country Gamer signing out, and hopefully y'all enjoy the truck. Peace.